Hello, my name is Becky Hill. I'm 41 years old and I would like to tell you some of my story today of suffering with a long-term spinal CSF leak and arachnoiditis. My story begins in January 2015. I was painting on a small stepladder and I fell and hit my back and my head. Symptoms took about 48 hours to come on, but I was then diagnosed with a post-concussion syndrome. It was then 3 months on I was finally admitted and diagnosed with a suspected spinal CSF leak, mainly because I only ever felt well lying completely flat. My scans were red as clear, my cranial and my spinal scan, but I had a lumbar puncture that was a 7. I then had an epidural blood patch, which gave me substantial relief for about 5 months, but I always relapsed. I have since had a total of 4 epidural blood patches. 15 months after my original admission, I moved to another NHS hospital that is more specialised in CSF leaks. Went on to have MRI, cystinogram, CT myelogram that caused a seizure, and they could not find my CSF leak. Until after acute relapse in the spring of 2019, I had more MRIs that showed free fluid in my cervical ventral spine. However, my story took a new turn in the summer of 2020 when, after one of the most horrendous relapses and flares I've ever had in symptoms, I was finally diagnosed with arachnoiditis. My next MRIs went on to show suggestive features of arachnoiditis, mild clumping and mild adhesions. We have since found that I have bone spurs in my upper thoracic spine that are into the spinal canal and pressing into the dura. We don't know for sure, but it could be that these caused the leak and the arachnoiditis. Since the arachnoiditis diagnosis, I've actually done a lot better since being treated with IV steroids for the acute flares and then been on a long-term, very low dose every other day steroid and anti-inflammatory protocol. That kept me going for about 6 months, but in the past couple of weeks, I had another horrendous relapse, which looked like it was leading to more adhesive arachnoiditis.
It's very hard to think straight. I've just got to block everything out. I've got bad headache. So my legs are getting worse. The stabbing pain in my lumbar spine. Oh, this pain is the worst pain. Everything. Ew. Particularly in my feet and legs the whole time, just crawling, pins and needles all over me. My feet they're burning so much that I can only stand on tiptoe, and it's so painful in my feet and in my legs and in my back that I can't stand up. Recovering from that. I had a shower and came downstairs and it's just horrific. It's like my whole body is on fire with pain and pins and needles. And I'm just a big ball of pain. So here we are, getting the first dose of the steroids, 500 milligrams of methylprednisolone. So this is the difference that even just one dose of the steroids makes. My legs are feeling stronger, my speech is better, I'm more alert. So, you know, they really are quite miraculous. You know, for me, I go from, as you saw a couple of days ago, my legs completely not working anymore, to just this vroom, you know, feeling strong and feeling stronger. They're not normal, but they're strong enough to kind of go for a 1.5 kilometre walk and then stand up talking to you now. So that is a great thing about the treatment.